Give it up for Kunal Kamra, everybody. Mr. Kamra!
Hey man, what's up? How are you?
Very, very laid back vibes.
Yeah, so your t-shirt's like ultra confidence.
Yeah. My
There's so
t-shirt
many
is like
flowers on it.
overcompensating.
Yeah, and I'm like normally mostly in a black t-shirt. But thanks for inviting me, and I just want to tell you that you've been doing this for a fucking while. I think it's been 2 years. I'm
Yeah.
here for the second time, but
Yeah.
I always see that you're live, you're getting guests on, talking about interesting things. That's great.
I mean, but that's the idea. Like I've realized now is that during the pandemic, like at the start of the pandemic, when I realized I need to become more social just for my own mental balance, and then after a point, you're talking to somebody who is like some armed forces expert. Then you're talking to comedians. Then you're talking to somebody who's a historian, and like that's interesting perspective, right? Like where you are like, oh, I didn't realize that so much. Like I think, I mean, you probably know more than me about things, but over time, I've realized I know nothing about anything.
No. That's knowing almost everything. Whenever someone says
Huh.
that, they know a lot more. That was
I
Socrates'
know everything.
last thing. Yeah, Socrates said the last thing was that I don't know anything.
Yeah. And then he had the poison or whatever.
Yeah, then he died, and then everybody said that he knows everything.
including death. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, we have to talk. We have to talk about the
yeah,
hair. I have
yeah.
never seen you fully clean shaven. This is a brand new
Right?
look. This is. I've always seen that
Yeah.
little वो ऐसा जैसा मेरा रहता है.
Yeah. That was the case. So
But
then I started swimming classes. So then the lady was like, "You gotta buy a cap," and I was like, "For this hair, I have to buy a cap." And then I went to the cap store, and he said it's 620 rupees. I said, "ठीक है, मैं जा रहा हूँ." And then then I went to a barber. Then he was like, "Sir, 50 रुपए में zero मारता." I was like, "मारो भाई, मारो."
but so the swimming is like the lessons is that one of your escape plans where
No,
you just you just swim
no,
all the way to Sri Lanka or something or
no.
Maldives, I don't know.
No, I actually don't know. From Puducherry, where can you get fast? I've not geographically mapped this.
Even I don't know. Just making a guess about where.
So I've decided that in Pondicherry, I'm learning. So first 8 months, okay, month I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn that things that are needed in comedy. So I was like trying to learn how to edit, then trying to learn how to compose, then trying to learn how to sound design. And then I was like, bro, no, you have to learn other things so that
Ah.
this comedy thing is fun. So then I started swimming and tennis. So that's what I've been on.
No, but how does
Learning
that
how to
affect your
play.
comedy?
So basically, it puts. See, I mean, when you learn how to edit and stuff like that, it's part of comedy, right? Like you want to edit
Huh.
your comedy videos better, etc. But when you go to learn swimming at the age of 33, when you see a 9 to 12 year old kick your ass in tennis, or when you see a swimming teacher, 22-year-old, is telling you, no, that's not right, get your hip up, it just dissolves your ego. Like learning something new at this age with this body, it's just so much of a hit on your ego, like,
Yeah.
and then you see this like a 9-year-old beat me in tennis, like nine. So I mean, it can't get worse.
Okay, we got to talk about this. You're actually pretty punctual, right? Like, and I'm
Yeah,
I'm always 4 minutes late. Like, it's always I don't know why it's
yeah,
four. It's always like a reasonable time where people are like, you know what? I'm not angry, but this is stupid. There is no
no, no,
reason for you to have been. Yeah.
I'm always on time because I'm never in a rush. So that's why I'm on time.
Wow.
Whenever you are in a rush, you're always going to miss. And this experience I had when I caught an Indigo flight 25 minutes after waking up. Because there was so little time, I was like, there's no
Yeah.
chance I'll catch this flight, so let me not attempt also. So I was
Yeah.
wearing my shoes in the car, and then I was like, okay, fine, we're at the airport, I'm gonna just try. And then the Indigo guy was like, you have any luggage? I was like, I do, but I can just leave it here. He's like, no, you can't just leave it here. Then I just went and I booked.
Like, so that's an option. Can I just leave my non-X-rayed luggage here? Is that an
Yeah, I'm
option?
like, okay, fine. I'm like, okay. Then this guy was like, no, we'll get the luggage in. And then the flight was just like, I got into the flight and then I got that look that who the fuck are you to keep us waiting for 60 seconds? And then the aero
Yeah.
bridge went out and then I was just into the flight. And then I realized the only reason why I made this flight is because I was not rushing. I
Yeah.
was not like, oh, I have to catch this. Oh, somebody call an Uber. Oh, somebody like do this. Somebody. I just like normally walked down. I had missed the flight in my mind. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
from that
yeah.
day, I realized that not being in a rush, I think, keeps you on time.
See, this is you're a real philosopher. You've been reading a lot of philosophy over the last couple of years. It's great philosophy. It's like I'm
Not,
never late because
not,
I'm.
not lot. It's just this much.
Yeah,
It's not a
that's
lot
what I was
of
gonna say.
philosophy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just one person I read.
Okay, we got to talk about this, which is something I
Yeah,
don't think we've ever spoken about, is love and
yeah,
relationships. Like,
yeah.
I'm very curious because you're a very specific. Like, I would love to know how you meet people because, like, I don't think, can you use Tinder? Can you use apps? Does that? I mean, it's a very uncle question to ask, but I'm just
No, no.
genuinely curious.
Like right now, I'm based in Pondicherry. It's been 8 months I
Yeah,
moved here. So
yeah,
if I open the app, the nearest I can find someone is in Telangana. So this is pretty pointless here.
yeah.
And yeah, and if you have to meet someone, you have to meet someone organically, like And I don't drink anymore, so I don't know how that happens. So it's been pretty relationship free for me the
For
last
for a while,
3 years. I think it's been I've not been in a relationship.
you can be with yourself or no.
No, you have to like पूरा गेम ही अकेले अंताक्षरी खेलने का है लाइफ में जब तक तुम अकेले अंताक्षरी 4 गानों से के ज्यादा खेल सकते हो ना you
Yeah,
don't need anyone. I'm just
yeah,
generally saying that I'm very comfortable by myself.
yeah,
The thing is that I'm so comfortable by myself that it's
yeah.
alarming to people that how much
Right.
time I can spend alone. For me, firstly, relationships or labeling or this whole declaration of love or the declaration of oh we are together or something like that. I think it's not to be said or told. It's just to be experienced. So my
Hmm.
relationship will never be typical in that way. Like it will be like online or something like that. No chance. I'm a very private
Uh,
person. More than that, I just feel that if you are compatible with your own self, and even when you get into a relationship, you hassle the person or trouble the person or inconvenience the person very little.
Yeah. If anybody, by the way, has any questions about relationships, I'd love to answer them because what else? I mean, as a married man who's been married for like about 12 years now, it's that's all I have left is just to tell people, this is what you can do. I, by the way, have figured it out. Like my wife and me figured out during the pandemic. There are three things which sound such like cliche stuff to figure out about a relationship. And top of the thing was both of us need to exercise. Like
Mhm.
it was literally like it was such an absurd realization where it's like when my wife exercises and I exercise, then we both are much nicer with each other, and
Mhm.
we worked out all the anxiety and all the kinks and all the whatever nice endorphins and all that stuff have happened, and also you're very tired to fight, so that also helps a lot. So I don't know why that's always been a this thing.
But you fight with like with rage or with humor.
I think it depends on the situation, right? Because it's literally like both of you know the simple psychological techniques, right? Where it's like if the other person is like increasing the volume, you reduce your volume so that they also reduce their volume, right? So then what happens is that both of you reduce your volume, and then like, hey, let's talk calmly, and then it reaches double of the original volume at some stage because you said something. One of the upsides for me with the pandemic was I was finally home after a long time, and I was
Mhm.
spending like 45 minutes a day walking around with my
Mhm.
wife and just talking about whatever it was and just like debating and all that. And that really helped, man. So it was like literally exercise, communication, and there was a third thing which I've completely forgotten. So yeah. Rubama says, how did Kunal got into spirituality and Osho? You've spoken about this a
Uh,
bit, right?
See again, like I said, sport, learning something new, swimming or editing or
Yeah.
whatever is a humbling experience. So
Yeah.
the same way, accepting that there is something beyond is a
Uh,
humbling experience. Accepting that this person is someone I respect and there's no chance I'll ever meet anyone as great as this person in my life is also a humbling thing. So
hmm.
whether it's Osho or not Osho, whether it's spirituality or not, just whatever you are doing needs to cut the ego, make life into a more humble, empathetic experience. So that is why anyone should get into spirituality.
Yeah, and all the rules are so it's so different, and it's so interesting how all of it stems from. I'd love to know what does Osho think happens after you die, because that's essentially the
Hmm?
genesis of all religion is about what
Uh-huh.
happens after you die, right? And
Yeah.
so and it's literally like this is the answer that we've decided, and everything works backward from that sort of end
Yeah.
goal. So
Uh-huh.
what is his POV on what happens after you die?
He doesn't have a point of view on what happens after you die. He has great clarity to give you on why should you live, like, and
Ah,
how should you
huh,
live. So he
right.
will not go into death. And if you see people, like I've met a lot of people, like I was just doing courses this 2 months ago in Himachal. I was doing some few courses, and I met a few people who had near-death experiences. If you met a lot of people who had near-death experiences in surgery, there's some sort of an infusion which kind of makes you into where you come into consciousness and come uh, back into coma or come back into consciousness. It always makes you, when you come out of all of that and when you can speak and articulate 6 8 months later, people, when they can articulate it well, and most of them are meditators, they articulate it to the level of when they are waking up in that trance, they don't know if it's life or if it's after death. They
Yeah.
have no idea. There's no sense of touch, feel, eat. There's nothing happening. So you don't know if this is life or it's afterlife. So when I met a lot of those people, and when those people come out of these sort of situations, they have more philosophy on how to live instead of
Hmm.
what happens after death or what is death or
Right.
how to accept death.
My mom had one of those out of body experience things because she got into an accident in 92 or something like that, I think was. And I think she had that whole out of body experience, like floating above and coming back in. And yeah, same, roughly the same thing where I think she told me something which I was like, oh, that's a great bit of interesting philosophy. But she like, I saw all of my life flash before my eyes, and then the thought that came that none of it matters. Then you literally, like, you have that sort of, I don't know what the word is.
Yeah, it's very no mind basically. Like the clutter
Correct.
in
No
the
mind.
mind
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
disappears because you have, all of your life is about either delving into your past for some joy or sorrow or going into your future for some security, or but when an incident like that happens, all this clutter kind of goes away from your mind because you
Yeah.
know that no sort of planning can help you in this sort of a situation. So
Yeah.
then you
It's
kind of
every
become.
Yeah, everything is about being zen, right? Everything is about like that now thing, right? Like dude, I tried doing this in a few shows, right, where I was just not getting
uh,
into the mode of it, and I've realized like that I need, like, the that moment where you are on stage and the whole crowd almost seems like an organism that is constructed for your benefit, and everybody's aligned on the same thing, and you are literally there in that particular moment. And I realized like. I've started doing a small thing, which is that I just like focus on one thing for 1 minute before getting on stage, just to get my focus right, and then it sort of helps. I don't know, and it's a very minor meditative sort of thing, but yeah. What I'm trying to say is that my comedy is very spiritual. When I'm screaming on stage about like genitalia, that's actually it's a
no,
it's
but
a spiritual. Prabjot Kaur has a super chat, says, what is your technique to become zero inside? And thanks a lot for your super chat. What is your technique to become zero inside?
zero.
That's great, man.
Zero. So it's very, it's the emptiness of zero. It comes from
Uh,
Buddhism. So I think there's no technique. I'm not zero inside yet. So when I am,
yeah.
I'll probably share my technique. I'm not really zero.
But is that what you think? I mean, it's not about zero. It's about being like, what like Dhoni. Okay, I thought Dhoni was so interesting as an Indian captain because like when India wins, and one of the advice he told all his players was that Australia को हराएंगे, कुछ response नहीं चाहिए. I want everybody to be
Hmm.
very calm about this because I want to portray that this is normal. And I was like, that's such an interesting bit of advice because like a victory is, while it's like everything that we've done is now achieved. The Zen master is like, hey, this is a loss, this is a victory, and whatever. Then of course he screamed at Manish Pandey and called him words, but that's a separate.
Yeah.
Dude, like I love this thing about Dhoni being Captain Cool, okay? Because he's very Captain
Yeah.
Cool, and then he used to have his moments of explosion, which he had like
Yeah.
four times in his career. One was
Yeah.
Manish Pandey, one was IPL, and then what are the other two, man? I made a note of it where
No,
he
no,
got angry with
I'll tell
Harsha
you,
Bhogle.
Kuldeep Yadav was asking Dhoni for a fielder, and then he just started bowling outside the off stump, and Dhoni is like, "ऐसे
Yeah.
डालना तो fielder ही लगा ले दूसरी के."
हाँ, वो
That
इस
was the.
फील्डर को यहाँ बैठने के लिए नहीं रखा है, something like that he said. I think he said that, yeah.
Dhoni is like really someone to be observed. He's great.
Okay, here's my question to you. What is your relationship with your audience, right? Because like I've spoken about this many times before. When I started with Veer, right? Veer has a completely different way of functioning before and after a show. Before a show, he's all like, hey, let's get this and blah blah blah. And then after the show, he's like, let's get the next thing, and then he's out, right? And I like to hang out with people and like have a drink with them or whatever, and they'll buy and shit. It's great. What's your relationship with the audience, and has it changed over the last like few years?
Yeah, it's kind of changed in the way that like I kind of play the audience better than what I used to.
Right. Huh.
But yeah, other than that, it's almost been the same. Right? Nothing really
Right.
has changed for me
Huh.
and the audiences, because you see, I don't have a lot of audiences, but the audiences I that currently come for my show, they come on a surprise visit. They're like visiting faculty. so so they're just there. they just basically come and see के देखते ही आदमी के कितने लौड़े लगे हुए हैं जिंदगी में. Like
Huh.
that's
Huh.
what
Huh.
they are coming to see.
Actually,
देखते हैं इसकी
it's
कितनी
like,
गांड लगी हुई है आजकल.
हाँ 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 वही
Let's
है.
see how so I kind of enjoy my time, man. Like I've started enjoying it.
Dude, what did you think of Akshay Kumar endorsing
पर
Vimal Ilaichi? हाँ करो ना, like
अक्षय
I was like करना बिंदास, क्या problem है, मुझे क्या है,
नहीं, I am okay with Shah Rukh Khan endorsing Vimal Ilaichi.
but not
I'm
Akshay
not okay
Kumar.
with
Why?
शाहरुख पीता है दारू, पीता है सिगरेट, सेल्फ डिस्ट्रक्शन
हाँ
मोड में है, तो हमको बोल रहा है पान
हाँ
विलास खाओ, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? ये भोसड़ी का
हाँ
खुद छाछ पी के हमको पान विलास खिला रहा है. ये सुबह को उठ के सूर्य नमस्कार मार रहा है और हमको बोल रहा है पान विलास खाओ, जुबा केसरी करो. ये बकचोदी है.
हाँ
तुम अगर लाइफ में वो चीज कर रहे हो तो करो ना पैसे के लिए, क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
right.
पर लाइफ में तुम
Awesome.
एकदम सीधा चलो, 5 बजे उठो, सनराइज देखो, मजे से रहो और दुनिया को बोलो जुबा केसरी करना है, तो प्रॉब्लम है.
हाँ
और उसके ऑडियंस को भी
correct.
प्रॉब्लम था, इसीलिए उसको वो पोस्ट डालना पड़ा कि नहीं मुझे पता नहीं था पान विलास क्या है. हाँ हम गधे हैं,
हाँ
तुझे नहीं
yeah.
पता था.
So Mukesh Rishi, the actor, just started endorsing a new product called Hathi, पता नहीं क्या है, आधा हाथी पता
हाथी
नहीं,
छाप.
whatever it is. No, something else only. And it's basically just dates and all. And then he says the word, it's a nut refresher. And I was like, I've lived my whole life waiting for Mukesh Rishi to say the words nut refresher. And I was very happy. I was like just laughing to myself for 12 minutes. Okay, we'll take last 2 chats and then we'll bounce. Prabjot Kaur says, if our life expectancy increases to 200 years, my God, Ray, considering we live a healthy life, do you think our outlook to marriage or relationships will change? Oh, what a question, dude. Brilliant.
So the anxiety that you have of बुढ़ापे में कोई तो चाहिए साथ
हाँ
will be like into 20,
yeah.
because you're living for 200 years. But as a person who's been single, like what is a marriageable age? 25 to like, when do comedians get married? Let's look at that. 25, 26 to like 35, 36.
No, man, comedians are like later, no? Most creative people is later, no? Across the board. Like anybody who's
How,
like
like
got a media entertainment job is usually later than like no. Yeah.
Akash
Isn't
Mehta
it?
just got married, right? He's 28, 27.
Yeah.
So
But
around that age, like 30, 35, 30 plus 30, around that age. So I'm just saying that for me, I've realized, like with every passing, like for 3 years, I've not dated. But the perspective of dating or the people who are interested or you are interested in, it's just the bullshit meter keeps getting less. Like there is lesser bullshit, there's lesser mask. There's no mask of,
yeah.
oh yeah, you like beaches? Okay, great. You're not pretending to be interested. So I think if you live for 200 years also, with the marriages and divorces and the emptiness in society going higher and higher, you will have more people to hang out with if you are single
Yeah.
versus if you are married.
Oh, 100%. You have hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
One of my mentors is my cousin Sanjay, who's really helped me. Like I'm 12th dropout. And
Huh.
a chat with Sanjay, I remember I'd gone to Pune and I chatted with him, and he really helped me, understand that this is all there, but what is there in you? What you are trying techniques now? I'll go for this course, I'll go for that course, I'll do this, I'll do that. At one point, I considered going to Dubai and working in a garments shop. So that time he helped me go understand that no, it's just life is nothing but self-discovery. So the moment you start discovering yourself, what you are comfortable doing, what you like doing, you will start making money from it. And just on a hunch, he told me this, and then I started getting into advertising. Then in advertising, I was doing okay. I was doing well. 25, I think I started comedy. Around 34, it's going okay. So I think having that one person in your family who can hear you, who's closer to your age than your dad's age, helps.
Yeah, and also who has no investment in you, who has less investment in you as a person. to an extent.
Actually,
Like your parents. Huh.
he has more investment in me, but less stake.
Let's take correct. Let's take correct.
He has more
Correct.
investment in me than my parents have less investment in me, but more stake. Not my
Correct.
parent, but any parent.
Huh. Okay, this has been fun, man, Kamra. I'm glad we finally got to do this. I can't believe it's been 3 years. Yeah, we
If you didn't shut me, I would probably go on till evening.
The only problem is that married with children, and my children are outside the door. They are already. I can already hear. I think my daughter's come back right now, and my wife is going to say,
Yes.
"Get out of the room." So yeah,
Please do.
and
And tell them hi from my side.
Anything
Where
coming
are
up that
you
you like to
performing
promote?
next?
I have lots of shows coming up,
chilling.
but you please say. Your tickets are anyway selling. Yeah, what do you need? Anyway, go ahead, please.
No, so basically mostly like all the Mumbai, Pune, and Bangalore is there. But abroad, I'm going to Dubai, Singapore, Toronto this year, and then next year America, Australia. So America,
Nice.
Australia, and maybe UK also. So that is the plan as of now.
Maybe means for sure he will be going, is my assumption. So I am going to be in Pune tomorrow. I'm doing a show at a place called Orilla at 5:30 p.m. Tickets are selling quite nicely. I think last few are left, so please get them. Navi Mumbai on Sunday, then Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Calcutta, Nashik, and then Dubai. Dubai is going to be a fun one. I'm doing the theater, the Mall of the Emirates. I don't know how many tickets
Yeah,
I'll sell there, but try करते हैं. देखते हैं कितना
no,
जाएगा
that will
वहाँ
be
पर.
great.
Yeah.
But Chennai, when are you? When are you performing in
Chennai, I
Chennai?
am on
You have a
28th, I
date?
think. I think the Day
28th.
of India versus Pakistan.
28th of which
20th of
month?
August. August.
20th of
This month
August.
only. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
That's Asia
I'm
Cup
there
ka
4th
India
of
versus
September.
Pakistan.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah.
So come chill 2 days in Pondicherry. Yeah? It's just this month and it's not very far. Come, I'll take you for a few good meditation techniques here. Like there are good few
Oh,
meditation places.
listen.
Just come for a
I went
day.
to Matri Mandir. That's what it's called.
No. All of that is sell out. I'll take you to good places.
Okay, great. I still enjoy that. Tickets are on sorabpant.com, SORABHPNT, and also subscribe to the channel. There's more people coming up.
Yeah.
Kamra will be back. We'll do something ridiculous next time. We'll do like a review of some
Anytime.
weird show, some dumb thing we'll do next time. This was a fun one. Awesome. That's great,
See you,
brah.
brother.
Let's
Take
do
care.
that, bro. Thanks a lot for your time. Thank you, everybody, for
Bye.
tuning in. Love you all. Marry me. Goodbye.